get kind of the sense of what we're reading. Like you kind of get a voice. I also read Reddit and like this, like it's his server at the end of the day. He does what he wants with it, but the owner making such decision on a whim based on one or two interaction he's personally involved with will never stop being funny. Like I read it in kind of a voice like that. It's very much like an actually. Now we go to YouTube.
And who the
So 15 to 20 tasers at a time and they last longer. What an amazing change. Thumbs up emoji, laughing, crying face. This is more of a buff than a nerf, TBH. Tasers last long enough. Don't worry, guys. 24 hours is Rivian. Like, don't care that Tessa doesn't like it. Maybe if she spoke up more against cops who abuse shit, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. Sick of good cops not doing shit to help the problem. Probably get reverted in next 48 hours. Cops already crying. I think it's bad because the taser effects are already annoying. What? Bro. What does that mean? The taser effects are annoying. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna say it. And YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get roasted in the comments. The way you guys describe this is just a PD buff, not a PD nerf. The taser effects are already annoying. Bro, I feel like this is why I don't like the YouTube comments. I feel like I'm reading about League of Legends again. I feel like I'm reading about League of Legends. Someone said you're comparing random comments to the most upvoted ones. Actually, the most upvoted ones are up here for YouTube as well. Like I can go to the depths of YouTube. This is probably the best comment here. My greatest happiness is the 28,000 bi-weekly profit I get consistently from my $7,200 investment despite the economic downturn. Best YouTube comment so far. All right. Hold up. We have a few more to look at. Uncuff minigame while cops insta-cuff. It's on the, well, maybe on here. This is a good one. Okay. Get ready for cops to start complaining then they losing that they losing their spam tackle. Flippy needs to exploit more stuff on cop lol. He says a buff for crims when it's clearly a buff, when it's clearly a cop buff to make it easier for, like, I guess this is the thing. Even though it feels like the Reddit Andes type way too much. Here's my take on this version of Reddit versus like this dude is out of pocket just like trying to flame Coil and writing a few sentences to flame Coil that aren't even related. Meanwhile, this person wrote he says a buff for crims and then they write when it's clearly a cop buff to make it easier for them. What? Is it clearly a cop buff to make it easier for, like, I need you to, Arbiter One, I need you to write, and like 12 people like this. I like write a little bit more. It's like he said it was a buff for crim when clearly it is buff for cop. YouTube comment, right? Like, PD will just cry just saying heart. Okay. I feel like Reddit comments are purposefully trying to be, Reddit is a bunch of dumb people trying to be smart, and YouTube comments are dumb people being even more dumb than they usually are. If that makes sense. PD will just cry just saying heart. Like what is it like? Cops will cry like when they change the hotkey cuff for 1 day, lol. This will totally not have pushing 50 role player cop crying for changes, saying they will quit if they don't get what the... Brother, if you really want to lose brain cells... Oh yeah, can we do Cerberus? Can we do Cerberus Reddit versus YouTube? Bro, okay, listen, I also read, listen, the like voice I read Reddit is like this nasally RP, like actually if you look at the long history of the story that built up to the loss of tackling, whereas I read this like, bruh, it's 100% a PD buff, video titles delusional, PD will cry, get their nursing done, crim nurse will stay, bruh, fucking L nerfs, man. Like I read this in like the bruh WL voice, like the bruh WL voice. Meanwhile, Reddit's a bunch of like nasally actually kids. Blouse acute. Okay, best comment I've seen.